You're going to add something?
I'm even surprised that when he went, INEC said to him that the cards were still coming. Because I know INEC has been saying all the cards are here. So that's new for me.
Yeah. Well, to be, I see where you're coming from, because when I went to get mine, the many times when I went to get mine, I've seen bags and bags and bags of PVCs uncollected.
Yes.
So there's also a lot of people who are not actually going to pick theirs up.
But then I feel blame should be put on INEC, because I don't think they've done enough voter education. I mean, to be honest, they've had since 2011. It's not even in our schools. I know kids, and I ask them, do they teach you how to vote? And they, no, we don't. So, I don't know. I feel more should be done. And it should start from INEC, because they are the body in charge of holding elections. Yeah. Not enough voter education.
A lot of that now
I don't know.
Well, like I said, if things have been done timely, we should have even forgotten about the PVC
by now.
We should be talking of running up with voters education. But now there's no voters education, and you are introducing, there are more innovations you are bringing. You are talking of the card reader. At the stakeholders forum that was held in Abeokuta February 4th, Wednesday, February 4th, there were analysis on how the PVCs, the card readers will be used. And it became to me, I began to wonder that, oh, well, I hope this thing works. Because considering it said 30 seconds will be used to accredit this and that, and I'm making reference to when we were having the voters registration, at times the machine, the computer, they will get to report that the computer is so hot. Now they have to close it for a while. And now these card readers, there are several questions I want you to ask. If a card reader gets snatched, do they have backup for it?
I think
that is one. And the second one is this. The time. We need to educate people more on it. Because if you're having 300 eligible voters on the queue, eligible voters on the queue who are prepared to vote, and you are going on with the card reader, you want to accredit between 9 and 1, let's say between 8 a.m. and 1 to 1 p.m., and you have not been able to accredit more than 100, what will happen to the rest? We are in a country where power fails anytime, where technology will even be...
Well, I guess
so
5 weeks hopefully is enough for them to put some sort of message out, I want to believe, to let people understand how this is going to work. And at least they have ad hoc staff and staff who are good, they're going to be training to do that. But I want to talk about the Northeast in particular now, because it's probably been the most contentious issue, and it was the main reason they said they moved the elections till March, because they wanted to secure those areas and make sure that at least those local governments are able to vote. Do you think that's going to happen?
I hope it happens. That's all.
So you don't think it's going to happen?
I'm not sure, because, I mean, you can't put a time frame to wiping an insurgency. I don't think that's smart. It's almost the same situation as when they said there was a peace deal signed, there was now a truce, and people went back to their homes, and a few days later there was a massacre. So I think it's wrong to come out and put a time frame to when they will stamp out the insurgency. But I'm not a military man.
So but Mr. President in his presidential media chat did say that one of the reasons why they are sure that at least things would happen, even if not completely eradicated, is the fact that a lot of equipments they had bought have just arrived, and they now have at least some ammo to prosecute this war. And of course, the multinational alliance is now working and all of that. So that might be a factor.
Yes, you are very, very right. Well, you also agree that in the course of the presidential media chat, he also said when the question was asked, are you sure you will wipe off Boko Haram within 6 weeks? He said he has not promised that they're going to wipe it off within 6 weeks. However, the best will be done. So the best that will secure Nigeria to participate in this democracy as expected is what we should be hoping for. Yeah. We should not hope that, well, the insurgents will be wiped out completely.
So what happens if those local governments are not secure? What happens on March 28th?
Well, we should be very, very hopeful that the local government will be secured, because when you look at it, there has been a lot of progress between on February 7th when the postponement announcement was made, and now you can see that the military they are doing their best to make sure that they have the environment secured. So let Nigerians be very, very hopeful that those local government will be secured. But what is very, very paramount is that election must hold. We cannot afford any further postponement. And like I said earlier, it was the issue of insecurity. What to me was just a mere excuse. The reality on ground was that the INEC was not prepared. And that was the only reasonable excuse that Nigeria could accept when you say the security of my life is not guaranteed. What do you want me to do? I become helpless now. That means I cannot sleep with my two eyes. Then I just have to say, oh, go. If that is it, go. But for anyone to now say, okay, upon that, that major excuse that you think it is not wise enough for INEC to capitalize on, no. It will be very, we are in a sane society where security is paramount. So
for me to before, I always thought, because I will have to use my area as an example. The cards hadn't come. I kept going to my ward. They said the cards hadn't come end of the month. So for me, I kind of knew INEC was not prepared. But then I was basing my hope on what Jega said, that INEC were prepared even to the eve of elections to distribute PVCs. So like I was mellow. I felt I will get my card. But at one point, now got, this is just getting too long. Let's just have our elections and be over with. But now that it's postponed, it is
a long time to do a lot of things.
Yes, and it was saving grace for INEC because it was clear INEC wasn't ready. Let's be honest.
I know people still point to 93 as probably our freest elections in this country, but a lot of people actually agree that 2011 was pretty okay. Yeah, even though a lot of lives were lost eventually because of all of the disagreements that happened after the elections day. What do you think? What are you expecting on the 28th and the 11th? What do you want to see happen? Because it's probably going to be our closest elections, probably ever, with the numbers that we're going to see, and a lot of people are going to disagree with figures that are going to come out. But what do you think INEC needs to do on those 2 days?
Well, the major thing is to make it participatory, and that is what they have been doing. You should fulfill all righteousness by giving what belongs to the people to them, and that is their PVC. Now, who goes to vote now depends on the electorate. Now, for the election, it will be expected that you accept the outcome of it. Like Jega has promised that 2011 will be better than 2007, and we got it. And here we are, well, amidst all the challenges we are still having, he has still come up and tell us that the 2015 election, of no doubt, never mind all that is going around, it will still be credible. As much as we agree to still have him as the chairman of the commission, then we should be hopeful. Yes, we should be hopeful for the outcome of the election. Nigerians should be hopeful for the outcome of the election. So, and in the course of the election, every Nigerian should know that they have no other country than Nigeria. Seeking for war, clamoring for war, chanting war songs can never go anywhere. Yeah. It will not help it will not help anyone. So we should just be hopeful that the election comes successfully and go. Whosoever that is aggrieved, the tribunal is there for you. Go to the tribunal, table your case. You don't have to create unnecessary tension or think you can form a parallel government or you can create unnecessary chaos in the country. No, the constitution is there. You should uphold the rule of law, and you should let the right thing be done. Promote peace.
I almost feel like this time around there's more apathy than 2011 and also more excitement, if you know what I mean. There's a lot of people who don't really care anymore, but there's also a lot of tension and people who want to be a part of it. It's almost like both ways there's an increase in both.
I would say apathy.
I know a lot of people who are not really bothered, who are not going to be around for the elections, who are just going to go away because they are scared or whatever it is. There's some people who are disillusioned after 4 years. You know, there's a lot of things. A lot of people are saying so many things.
Well, I think it's circles. Like the people I move around, a lot more people are more excited this time. That's the way I feel. A lot of people are more excited. I've never seen, even in 2011, it went up, the excitement, the people trying to get involved. It was way better than previous times, but now there are a lot more people involved, and I just feel there are a lot more undecided votes this time, which to me tells a lot for the other parties. I feel they failed because...
The other 12 candidates?
The other 12, yeah. I've never seen so many people undecided as they are now. And normally, in the normal sense, this is where the other parties will say,
Bring up
okay,
something.
those are the people we are looking to get. But personally, I think they fail. And it's now back to just the same old two. But in a way, it's good for our democracy because when it's so closely called, where no one can tell who will win,
Yeah.
it's good for democracy. But the most important thing is it must be free and fair. And for INEC's credibility, they have to ensure that they ride on transparency. That is the motto they should ride on.
So, just a final word now, sorry.
Yeah.
Collections are ending on the 8th. PVC collections are ending on the 8th. Between the 8th and the 28th, what do you want to see INEC doing in those 20 days?
It is still, they should be finalizing their preparation and where they need to get all the necessary materials to both sensitive and non-sensitive materials. They should deploy it on time and also work in collaboration with the necessary agency to secure the lives and properties of the people. And also, we would expect the security and the INEC, they should read the riot acts to the people. And to also, before we also run, let me quickly say this, you see, both the religious leaders and the electorate as a whole, we should see that the politicians today, they have not done what is expected, so they have been unfair to the electorate. They have not been campaigning, they have not been issue focused in their campaign. Within this short period of time, they should re-strategize and let Nigerians have what they have in stock. They should give us their manifesto. It shouldn't be an avenue where they exchange, they turn it to war words. It means it is unfortunate we don't, they are robbing Nigerians because they have not availed us the opportunity to know what they have in stock for us. So INEC, on part of INEC, they should do what is expected and make it the best for the expected.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Inga. Thank you very much, Faisal.
Yeah.
Hopefully, March 28th goes according to plan. It doesn't get moved again, most importantly. Nigerians want to do this and get it over with and go back to governing our country. Thanks for being here today.
Thank
We'll be
you
right back with more. Please stay with us.